I like Michael. I had a good little buzz with him yesterday. I've no issues with him at all.
As I said, Conor has earned the right to keep his options open. He's a combat sports icon. He's the biggest, one of the biggest sports stars on the planet.
That's what I said to him yesterday. I said, you know what, wait with him. Are you all right with 185? Just having a buzz with him. He's a nice guy.
He deserves to do that. And once again, always nothing but respect. I've never been the guy who's come at Conor. I don't need to disrespect somebody or throw pot shots at him to want to beat him inside of a cage.
But ultimately, I don't know if we like each other as much as we thought we were going to. And the good thing is we get to settle it with 4-ounce gloves under a certain rule set in a contest later on this year, and I can't wait to do it.
Well, that changed quickly. Welcome back, guys, to a brand new video. And today we're going to be talking about the Conor McGregor, Michael Chandler TUF news. Tons of news happened last weekend. John Jones is the heavyweight champion. Alexa Grasso pulled off a massive upset. With all that big news, it's not surprised that this news kind of slipped under the radar to a lot of people. Didn't see too many people talking about this, but apparently Michael Chandler, Conor McGregor are not fans of each other anymore. Now, a lot of you guys might be like, oh, we know Conor, of course not. Well, things were pretty good in the beginning. You even saw Conor McGregor giving props to Michael Chandler.
I like Michael. I had a good little buzz with him yesterday. I've no issues with him at all.
While doing the show. So things in terms of like a week ago, they were fine. But as of last Friday, apparently things have took a big turn. We're going to get into all of that. Before you do, I want to address this cut that's on my chin. What's going on? Now, normally I would tell you guys the story, but I want to leave it up to your imagination. Was I wrestling a bear with Khabib? Was I defending my family's honor against a bunch of tigers? Was Michael Chandler trying to sink in a rear naked choke? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. My first video about this whole thing was when Conor McGregor allegedly kicked people off the show to bring in his own people from his gym, trying to help his friends out. And I'm not going to give my thoughts on this video here, but you can watch the video there. So then that happens, right? Then about a week later, Michael Chandler puts out a bunch of mysterious tweets, kind of alluding to the fact that this show is a big deal for him, saying that it was a little harder than he initially thought it was going to be. Also putting out some weird tweets about Conor McGregor, and apparently something major happened last Friday, which, of course, we don't know what happened. We're going to have to find out during the show, but here's everything we know about it. So Conor McGregor, Islam Makhachev, Nate Diaz, and Michael Chandler were all in the same arena at the T-Mobile Arena, which you would expect to be some sort of fireworks there, but actually the security did a good job. Nobody had any problems, but Michael Chandler decided to go in the back and do some post-fight interviews. For media, where they asked him about how the Ultimate Fighter was doing, and he didn't have a lot of good things to say.
But ultimately, I don't know if we like each other as much as we thought we were going to. And the good thing is we get to settle it with 4-ounce gloves under a certain rule set in a contest later on this year, and I can't wait to do it.
Michael Chandler saying that, hey, he doesn't think he likes Conor McGregor anymore. Him and Conor have been pretty cordial in the past. You see them both giving respect to each other. Chandler specifically has always given Conor props, and I was one of those guys that said when they picked Chandler, I was like, hey, I don't think Chandler's a good match. I don't think Chandler will match the trash talk of Conor, but I think things are going to get very interesting, because then Dana White at the post-fight press conference answered a few questions about TUF and how it was going, and revealed that something massive happened on Friday that really shouldn't have took place.
Yeah, but they did. Chandler and Conor were very respectful to each other. And then some things started escalating that you'll see on the show. And yeah, they do not like each other now. A lot of shit went down on Friday. Stuff that just happened shouldn't have happened. And I'm getting old, boys. I'm getting old. I would have been in there sooner back in the old days. But yeah, not good.
Did they get physical?
There was a lot of shit that went down on Friday.
Now, to me, I take this as something physical. I take this maybe they were shoving each other. A lot of things happened, apparently, and my prediction is this. We've seen this picture of Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler going face-to-face in the cage. I think maybe Conor's team isn't starting to do well, because we saw Michael Chandler kind of allude to the fact that his team is doing well. I think maybe Conor's team is doing bad. We saw in the first season of The Ultimate Fighter, Conor's team do bad at first and then win the last few. So maybe Conor's team isn't doing so well. Maybe Michael Chandler's team is doing well and Conor's just getting mad. We also saw this video of Conor kind of coaching, seeming like he wanted his students to get up.
Back up again. Back up. Back up, face the fence. Get into a padded defense. Get into a padded defense.
Which we all know that Conor hates people that shoot for the leg. So maybe Michael Chandler's encouraging his student to go out wrestle Conor's student. And maybe Conor went in the octagon and said something, maybe along the lines of calling him a bitch for shooting. You know, I would love to do an Irish accent, but I think I would just do terrible at that. Then maybe Michael Chandler says something to get face to face. Maybe they get outside the cage, arguing continues, and maybe Conor goes for a little push. Security has to come in, and Conor's screaming like crazy. I could see that happening. That's just my prediction of what I think is going to happen. But look, all I I know is this, that Michael Chandler now seems more eager than ever to get this fight going. He wants the fight to be at 185. He thinks Conor McGregor is bluffing. He thinks that Conor McGregor doesn't want this to be at 185. He thinks that Conor isn't as big as he says he is. And I'll tell you this, we know Conor. And look, a lot of people want to disrespect Conor. A lot of people forget that the people that he's lost to have only been Dustin and Habib, right? I mean, everyone else has been high-level competition. Like, let's not forget how good Habib is. Habib, of course, 29-0, everyone knows, considered by some to be the greatest of all time. And Dustin Poirier is, in my opinion, one of the greatest lightweights of all time. Despite not winning a championship, in my opinion, the best boxer in the UFC. Conor has faced killers in his last fight, except for Cowboy, who he destroyed in 40 seconds. But regardless, we know that Conor isn't scared. Look, Conor, when he was the featherweight champion, went up 25 pounds to face a way bigger guy on short notice. Of course, we know he lost against Nate Diaz, came back with the same conditions, and won the rematch, basically walking around at his natural weight. Conor isn't afraid, right? We know that Conor will fight anybody at any weight, and so will Michael Chandler. Most of these fighters are not afraid. Now, will the fight happen at 185? I hope not. I hope the fight doesn't happen at 170. I think it makes most sense for this fight to happen at 155 so that there's actual stakes involved. I know that both guys are pretty big and probably would rather at 170. Personally, I want it at 155. I don't think Conor should fight at 170. Michael Chandler fighting at 170 doesn't make sense either. Let's have it at 155. But that's all the drama so far. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Who do you think is going to win, Conor or Chandler? Right now, I'm leaning towards Conor. I just think he's the slicker striker. I think Chandler goes in there a little reckless. I think Chandler has the tools to win the fight, but I just don't think he will. He's usually very reckless, doesn't use his wrestling too much. I think Chandler 110% has the tools to beat McGregor. He's powerful, explosive. He has really good wrestling. But will he use those tools? I don't think so. That's why I'm leaning towards McGregor right now. I'm very excited to see the season. May 30th can't come soon enough, I'll tell you that. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a like if you did, and I'll see you guys in the next one.